Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I've got some opinions, I've got some reviews, I've got some commentary. Today's show is, in specific, has to do with Star Trek, and particularly the new TV show Picard, starring Patrick Stewart. I was actually there on the stage in Las Vegas at the Rio when the surprise, unannounced appearance of Patrick Stewart was there back in 2017, I believe, or 18. And he came on stage and he said, well, due to the producers, some incredible scripts, ideas where they're going with the show, Patrick Stewart said, yeah, I'm on board. And from that moment on, it was kind of exciting. In the meantime, Discovery was happening, Star Trek Discovery, and I was not a big fan of the first season, and I'm going to do a separate review of that. So, but this is about Picard. Picard is everything Star Trek should be. And that is, it's about character, it's about story-driven drama, and it's a sensibility and moral play on what things you should do as opposed to things you shouldn't do in terms of living your life, making decisions that are beneficial to both, not only yourself, but to others around you, especially if you're involved with them. But I gotta say, the production design, the script writing, the entire production element of the effects, you know, take a very big backstage to what this is about. And Patrick Stewart is an amazing actor prior to the show, but even at his age, and you know, he jokes about the fact that he's an old relic. This guy is sharp. This guy is witty. This guy knows how to say, you know, 5 paragraphs worth of information with a subtle look or a subtle reaction. You know, watch his eyes and stuff. And as such, I wanted to talk about kind of like some of the behind the scenes that is there. So I'm going to pop up some images here. First of all, when they first announced it, the Picard was you know, all under wraps or whatever. The little bit we knew is he apparently had a dog, a bulldog, which is great. He calls him number one. By the way, there might be a little bit of spoilers here, so beware if you've not seen Picard. It's something you must see. You should see. The DVD and Blu-ray will be out soon if you don't want to pay for CBS Access. That's the only downside about the show at all, is that in order to see new episodes as they premiere, you have to pay for it, and that's something I didn't do, and which is why this review is almost a year and a half later after season 1 was actually released. So I watched the entire series, was considerably astounded by it. But when they first promoted it, if you look at the picture with the vineyards, he is a winemaker in the future, retired from Starfleet, and as such, he's pursuing the family business of winemaking. So those are the grapes, and the 24th century idea of how vineyards are watered and taken care of is pretty well shown there. Of course, there's his pet, number one, a bulldog. Such an incredible, not a big part in terms of on-screen time, but definitely you can tell there's a connection there for the character. These are some of the other posters that came out for the production, and I want to talk a little bit about the characters. As you can see, a couple surprises there. Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9, is back, makes an appearance, a very crucial part of the story, as does Hugh, played by Jonathan Del Arco, where Hugh from the episode I, Borg, back in the 20, 30 years ago on Star Trek Next Generation series, he actually comes back with a real purpose and a real focus on how he changed, because the Enterprise allowed him to be an individual. As you know, Borgs are part of a collective, so it's a little difficult for that. But the ensemble cast in this series is just incredible in terms of their, not only their chemistry. I know that's an overused term, but it's just astounding how they all clicked. Now, Alison Pill is the newcomer. She plays the Dr. Agnes Chirot, and let me tell you, she's not what you think when you first meet her, and her performance, her characterization just really puts a spin on not only the story, but everybody's reaction, you know, around her. I gotta say, first and foremost, Patrick Stewart, if I can't gush over him enough, an amazing actor, amazing performance. This Jean-Luc is worth watching, is so thick with drama and passion and love. It's just gonna, you're gonna have to wipe your screen. It's gonna be dripping so much. But a couple other newer characters, Santiago, hope I say this, Cabrera. He's the captain of the new, let's just say, ship that Picard happens to hop on board and pretty much guide the stories because he's retired. He's on a farm in a grape farm in France, but he has a special project mission that he has to take care of, and that actress who plays the character Soji, and her sister is, I hope I say this again, Isa Briones. And Isa is an amazing young actress. She's basically playing two roles. She's playing Soji, her sister, and Damage, who ends up having, and again, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's an interesting dynamic of how these sisters grew up or didn't grow up. And the scenes she has with Patrick Stewart are just incredible. Just you can tell that these two are just, playing major league, baseball with each other, batting it back and forth in terms of the chops. Now, some of the wonderful characters I mentioned, Santiago, who's this kind of Han Solo / Indiana Jones-ish kind of character, footloose and fancy free type. There's Michelle Hurd. What an amazing actress and a perfect foil for Patrick Stewart. She has got wit. She has got bite. Her character has got a dark side, and she's not afraid to, basically let her guard down and let you know where she stands and how she feels about things. And there's an innate sense of comedy with this character, and Michelle just knocks it out of the park, especially when you got, Jean-Luc to deal with, who apparently they both have a history, and you learn a little bit about that later on. Evan Evangoria is Elnor, and he plays basically a far off in the past protege, or this is where Eleanor looked up to Picard when he was a boy. Well, flash forward 14 years later or so, and they meet again, and there's tension, there's a little bit of anger, and then it develops into this great love relationship. The arc, the stories took over the 10 episodes were amazing. The last 2 of the 10 episodes is a 2-parter, and boy, does it kind of slap you in the face with a little bit of an ending and then a twist, and you can't miss that. Now, I've got to mention some of the other characters that made an appearance as well. So I'm going to flip to the next picture. This is a wonderful reunion. If you are a real Star Trek Next Generation fan, Picard was amazing. Jonathan Frakes, who directed 2 of the episodes, and Marina Sirtis, both came back. That's Commander Riker, Captain Riker, Admiral Riker, depending on which scene and which episode you're watching, as well as Marina Sirtis. They have a daughter, which is the bottom picture there in the center, who gives inspiration to this new young character, Soji, as well as reminds Picard of the importance of living your life in youth and so on and so forth. There's an amazing passion scene with Marina and Patrick that just, I tell you, I'm a big fan of the original series. That's my #1 go-to. Next Generation is my second. And seeing Marina and Patrick as Deanna and Jean-Luc play out this empathetic, I know why you're here, I know what you're doing, and we support you, we love you, we're going to be there. It was just like, and it was an amazing thing to watch. There's another shot. There's the Michelle Hurd in the upper left there with Jerry Ryan, and Michelle Hurd in a flashback sequence at Starfleet. Both Patrick Stewart and Michelle Hurd. That's the middle picture on, I guess would be your right. And then, of course, there's Captain Riker. He took a bump down for Admiral just to help Jean-Luc. I won't tell you why. I won't spoil you for that. And there's Allison down there on the lower left. She, like I said, a dynamic actress, dynamic performance, dynamic character. You just can't keep your eyes off her. And there's Elnor, the young man who kind of learns all these kind of 24th century martial arts, and later joins up with Picard to help him in his cause. The middle picture there is kind of fun because as long as he's been a captain and now a retired admiral, the idea of him flying a ship actually flying it is kind of funny. And watching him get behind the controls for the first time on the ship of the new captains, that they kind of make this motley crew together, is hysterical, because he's learning the controls, he's learning the functions, and Michelle Hurd is like, uh-oh, this might not be a good idea, but a lot of comedy, a lot of humor in the show itself. So anyway, my glowing review for Picard is 5 stars all the way across. Something you shouldn't miss. I would suggest watching it in bursts. It took me basically 3 days to watch the 10 episodes. Kind of break them up, 3 a night. One night you might want to do. You'll have to do 4. But I tell you, the incredible writing, the incredible direction of all these. Like I said, Jonathan Frakes directed 2, Absolute Candor and Stardust City Reg. My favorite episode is, I hope I say this right, Nepenthe, which was directed by Doug, oh boy, Arniakasaki. Ooh, sorry if I butchered that. And written by Samantha Humphrey and Michael Chabon, is the episode where they go back to where Jean-Luc takes the new Soji to meet Picard, to meet Riker, Deanna, and their daughter. And that episode is just, Anyway, I got to give credit to the series producer, the showrunner of the entire Picard series, Akiva Goldsman, who obviously, when he sat down with other writers and the creators, Michael Chabon and Alex Kurtzman and Heather Caden, I hope I pronounced that right, they said, how are we going to do this? How are we going to make this real? How are we going to make this visceral? The special effects are awesome, but they're downplayed. They're just there to be there, as opposed to, like I said, Discovery, which I think, how many special effects can we get in 5 minutes kind of show? But again, that's another review. Anyway, Star Trek executive producers included Gene Roddenberry's son, the original creator of the original Star Trek, way back then, Trevor Roth, James Duff, and of course Patrick Stewart. I'm sure he has a lot of input as well, but they give him the executive producer title. So anyway, that's my review of Picard, Star Trek Picard. It's on CBS Access, soon to be on DVD and Blu-ray. Probably on when CBS lets it go a little, they might put it on other streaming networks or available to rent through streaming. But otherwise, it's a must-see series. I was very pleasantly surprised. I'm looking forward to season 2 and many more seasons to come with the amazing writing and characters they created with that show. Anyway, that's just my tiny little opinion. Any questions or comments, please put them below. I've got a couple other series where I unboxing the Geek Authority, where I open up new things, toys, whatever, collectibles, and I see them and you see them for the first time. I also have the Geek Authority show, where I'm interviewing all kinds of actors and directors and producers and theater owners and various people of conventioning and cosplayers and so on and so forth. And hopefully you can tune into that. Don't forget to subscribe, wherever that button is, it's somewhere up here. Check out the other shows. Don't forget to hit the little bell. Remind you when I have new things posted. Again, thank you so much. This is my opinion. This is my commentary. These are my reviews from me. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.